we are looking at another topic today, which is basic tools of economic analysis. Under this topic, we'll be looking at table. We'll also be looking at graph, which some people refer to as charts. Now, what is table? A table is defined as systematic and orderly arrangement of informations. Please don't forget, note this: systematic and orderly arrangements of information, facts, data, using rows and colon, for presentation. The reason why this is done is for people to be able to understand what is written on the table. Now, how do you present a table? According to what we have here in the definition, it is an arrangement of informations that may be given to us, alright, facts that we want to prepare so that they prepare in either line and colon. And then data here talks about, data here is plural, the singular of data is datum, talks about this data being presented on rows and colon. We can have them in two ways, like you have price and quantity. Price, then you rule a line in lines and colon. Price and quantity. Let's say 5 naira, 50 quantity, 10 naira, 60 quantity, 15 naira, 70 quantity, 20 naira, 80 quantity. Here we can see that this is colon and rows. So this information are prepared on a table. This is a table. This is an example of a table. Price 5 naira, 50 quantity, 10 naira, 60 quantity, 15 naira, 70 quantity, and 20 naira, 80 quantity. This information, you can see that they are prepared or arranged in lines or probably in columns and rows. The reason why this is prepared is for easy understanding, and you can see that this table is very simple. This table is very simple. Now we move on to graph. Graph may be defined as a diagram showing a functional relationship between two variables. The variables are x and y. A graph is always having a title. There's always a title attached to a graph. And before we can prepare a graph, we need to have prepared a table. So informations on the table are presented on a graph for easy understanding. Now, the types of graph we have are bar graph, which we call charts, bar charts. We have pie graph or charts. We have histogram, or we refer to it as histograph. Histograph or histogram. Then we have pictograph or pictogram. Now we take bar charts. Now bar chart. Bar chart or graph is a graph made up of bars of rectangles which are of equal width and whose length are proportional to the quantities they represent. Now from here we can see that a bar chart is a rectangle. It's a rectangular shape of equal width and whose length, width and length, but the length is proportional to the quantities they represent. Take for instance, in the information provided by the table, you have varies of quantities of the length. That is how it will determine the length of every bars. you can have a bar chart drawn this way. Now from here you can see that these are bars of different length. You can see here that this one is higher than this one, than this, and also than this. This is as a result of the information provided from the table that tells us that this one is having either larger quantities. Now we go to types of bar chart. They are simple bar charts, component bar charts, and multiple bar charts. How or why do we use simple bar charts? We use simple bar charts when the data given is 1. That is a graphical presentation of information or statistical informations when one data is provided. An example is this. An example is this that we have here. We have days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can see the data given. The data here is just one, number of students, 30, 15, 45, 10, and 20. This can be graphically represented on a graph where you have X and Y. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The list there is 10. So we start from 10. 0, 10, 15, 20, and we have 15, we have 20, we have 30, and we have 35. Now let's consider this. Now on Monday we have 30, so we draw it. The length must be drawn to the attributed frequency given, which is 30. Next one is Tuesday, 15. 15 is located here. The Wednesday is 45. Drawn to 45. Thursday is 10. 10. So we draw this up to 10. While Friday is 20. So this is drawn up to 20. This is a simple bar chart. Next we go to component bar chart. Component bar chart is used when we have 2 or more data involved. In fact, the data are drawn in single bar, drawn in total proportion to the attributed frequency. Another example, another thing about component bar chart is that these data are represented in a symbolical way. Sometimes you can have, for example, like you have here, days, boys, girls, teachers, and total. You can decide to have boys represented with an empty bar. You can decide to have girls with a star inside, and teachers to be dots or dotted. Now here you can now decide the scale. You are drawing up to 60, so you can determine from here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 55, 60. You can determine that here. Now for the boys, we have 20, so we draw 20. For the boys, 20. Don't forget that the boys add an empty bar. Then for the girls, which you have 10, so it will be drawn in total proportion to the attributed frequency, 10. So we calculate 10 from 20. that will be, it means we'll draw from 20 to 30. We added 10 to 20. We have 30. We have star. And the next one is 5. So we draw up to, we add 5 to 30, we have 35. So dot it, because teachers' bar are dotted. Now the next one is on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we have 15 boys. So we draw for 15. Draw for 15. Then we add, the next one is 25 girls. We have 25 to 15, we have 40. So we draw up to 40. Stars, design, and decide a design on your own. And it's always important, it's very important that in a component bar chart, that these bars are evenly spaced. They are evenly spaced. Can you see from this bar to this bar, there's a space. Then the next one, we have 10 teachers. So we add 10 to it, so we get to 50. So from here we are drawing to 50. Dotted, dotted, dotted. Next one is on Wednesday. On Wednesday we have 0 boys. We have 30 girls. So since there is no value for boys on Wednesday, so we only draw for the girls, which are 30. So we draw this up to 30. Draw up to 30. Draw up to 30. The asterisk. Stars, 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 stars. Then for the teachers are also 30. So we draw this up to 60. Because 30 plus 30 gives us 60. Next one is on Thursday. On Thursday we have 5 boys. So we draw 5. Empty. T-bar. 5 girls. Up to 10. And we have 10 teachers. So that will be from 10 to 10, that will be 20. Next one is on Friday. On Friday we have 0 boys, 40 girls, and 0 teachers. So we draw only for girls, which is 40. So we draw up to 40. Draw up to 40. Stars. So this is what a component bar chart looks like. You can see that these bars are drawn. They are drawn evenly spaced from each other, and they are also drawn in total proportion to the attributed frequency provided. Now we move to multiple bar chart. In a multiple bar chart, is drawn in separate proportion to the attributed frequency. By that I mean that these informations, like we have here in this example, are not added, but they are presented in separate proportion to the attributed frequency. Like we have here, to draw a multiple bar chart here now, on Monday, which is 20, we draw 20 for Monday, 20, draw a bar for 20, and we now have 10. So we draw 10 very close to 20 of the same bar, same size of the bar, which is 10. This is 10. Then the next one is 5. Don't forget that these bars are symbolically represented. For the boys it's empty, for the girls we have stars. So we star them, star it, star it. And for the girls, sorry, for the teacher, we have dots. That is for Monday. Then on Tuesday, we have 15 boys. So we draw 15 boys. "25 girls. We draw this up to 25. And 10 teachers. 10 teachers is determined from here. So we have 10. Don't forget that they are symbolically represented. And the teachers are dotted. The bar for the teacher is dotted. Then you have on Wednesday, there is 0 boys, 30 girls. So we draw up to 30 for Wednesday. Draw up to 30. And 30 teachers. You can have here to be symbolically represented stars, 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 and dotted for the teachers. This dotted bar represents the teacher's bar. The next one is on Thursday. On Thursday, we have 5 boys, so we draw a bar for 5. 5 girls, draw equally, and 10 teachers. That starts, and we dot the bar for teachers. Then on Friday, we have for boys 0, for girls 40, and for the teachers 0. So we only draw for the girls up to 40. You can trace this. And symbolically represent this as star, as we have in the question. With this, we have come to the end of a multiple bar chart, and from here you can see that these bars are drawn closely, tightly plotted, and after a period of time, they are evenly spaced. They are tightly plotted, and after a period of time, they are evenly spaced. They are tightly plotted. You can see these two are tightly plotted, and after a period of time, they are evenly spaced from each other. This is a multiple bar chart. Now we move to measure of central tendency.